Have you been struggling to figure out a way to manage your ADHD naturally? Well, there is 5 secrets that I use to actually help not only manage my own ADHD, but to actually help my patients and clients manage their own ADHD naturally. The first secret when it comes to managing your ADHD naturally is you need to understand what is the root problem to all your ADHD symptoms, such as what are the imbalances to your body chemistry that are actually causing you to have lack of motivation, focus, drive, and causing you to have high stress and low energy. So when I work with a new client with ADHD, I want to understand all their health issues to fully understand their ADHD problems. Here is a good starting point of what to actually look for. First, I want to actually check that your gut is working properly, since 90 to 95% of a lot of neurotransmitters are made in the gut and can contribute to a lot of your ADHD symptoms. Second, it is a good idea if you actually are experiencing having low energy, mood changes, anxiety, or have brain fog to check for hormone imbalances. Some good ones to check for are a full thyroid panel, testosterone, DHEA, progesterone, estradiol, and actually checking for a cortisol levels throughout the day. Third, most people with ADHD tend to be micronutrient deficient, and the most common ones that people with ADHD are deficient in is vitamin B6 and vitamin B12, vitamin D, magnesium, iron, zinc, and even omega-3. This is a great starting point to see if this is actually an issue, because it can make all the difference managing your ADHD naturally if you can identify these micronutrient deficiencies within yourself. Now that you have a clear roadmap of what imbalances you have, you can actually be more effective in implementing what you need to do in order to bring your biochemistry back into balance. And so the second secret is to implement the right nutrition for your body's needs. So for example, when I run a lot of these different labs for my ADHD patients, they tend to need a lot more proteins in their diet because they have several different amino acid deficiencies, which are vital for building dopamine. And another thing that I will tend to need to implement is a lot of different vegetables that will actually help improve patients' vitamin deficiencies, such as B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, and iron, and whatever else they are deficient in. And I will also need to usually put a high emphasis on healthy fats because there might be low omega-3 levels and other vital fats that are within my patient's body. And lastly, if they are suffering from depression or motivation, then it is important to actually incorporate complex carbs, because complex carbs are what helps build serotonin levels, which then can help improve happiness and motivation. Along with good nutrition, there is another thing that is vital to managing your ADHD naturally. One thing to understand is that the brain and body needs consistent oxygen and nutrients, as well as consistent metabolism and breakdown of vital hormones and neurotransmitters throughout the body. But if I have to say the one thing that helps me keep my ADHD managed consistently is by doing consistent exercise on a regular basis. Anytime I fall behind on this, I find my ADHD symptoms start to creep back. And it's because exercise helps generate and move vital hormones and nutrients to our body and our brain. And if we are consistent with this, we will have consistent focus, energy, and stabilized mood. If you want a full guide to helping manage your ADHD naturally, then download my free ADHD health guide in the description below. One of the biggest problems I see with my ADHD patients is sleep. And when you don't get good sleep, it impacts your mental health, focus, energy, and even your stress response. So it is an obvious answer, but it is a hidden secret because people do not take sleep seriously enough when it comes to managing ADHD naturally. So if you have been struggling with sleep, it definitely can be the culprit to a lot of your ADHD symptoms. So here's some secret tips that have actually helped my ADHD patients to get better sleep. First is turn down the temperature at night to 68 degrees or below. Second is turn off all screens, even your phone, at least 2 hours before your ideal bedtime. Third is stop eating 3 hours before your ideal bedtime as well. And lastly is first thing in the morning, expose yourself to actually natural light for 1 hour every day. Each of these things will actually help balance your hormone levels that actually impact your sleep and also reset your circadian rhythm for better sleep quality. Now, all these secrets are great tools to use to actually help you managing your ADHD naturally. However, there's still one major thing that I think is even more important than the last 4 secrets I just talked about previously. And that's because this one thing, if it's not addressed, it will definitely completely sabotage everything that you are trying to do with the remainder 4 secrets that I just told you about. What I'm referring to is internal and external stressors in your life. You can be implementing all the good stuff, but if you do not start removing your stressors in your life, it will make it very difficult to allow your body to heal and to actually manage your ADHD naturally. So here is what I suggest that has worked for me personally, for my stressors, and for a lot of my patients. If you believe in a higher power like God or Mother Nature or whatever you believe in, if you turn to this higher power asking to take the pain and suffering that you're actually dealing with and seeking for guidance, you will find that by doing so, it will definitely lighten your burden of your stressors and bring peace and calm to the mind over time. I know it's hard to think about that, but it is great to just give it to somebody else and not have to have that stress burden, actually having that support and guidance throughout your life. Another important thing is to also look for support with good friends and family that can actually help you eliminate the stressors in your life. And lastly, if you have toxic relationships or in a toxic environment, get rid of them, because this is what's going to cause a lot of the problems. So use good friends and family members to help you actually be able to remove yourself from those toxic relationships and toxic environment. And this will eventually allow your body to heal of all the great things that you're implementing. So if you are wanting to understand the ins and outs of how I actually identify the root causes of my ADHD patients' symptoms, then you should watch this video next to understand how I actually help my patients and clients eliminate their ADHD symptoms naturally. So watch this video next.